Welcome. Hi. First and foremost, shout out. Shout out to the champs. Okay. Shout out to the champs. You heard? Yes. Welcome all. Welcome all. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Alba La Panthera, blissful Luna Monday to all. Okay. We're going to get into these messages, but of course, first we're going to look into the vibes astrologically. All right, let me give you all a few to get the notification though. Let's start there. Let's start there. I got my coffee already, so y'all don't have to wait mid live for me to get me some, unless I'm gonna make me some. It's already. It's hold up. On what? It's 79 degrees right now. Oh, it's lit. It is lit. 79 degrees. Hey, 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 hey. Wow. Y'all, I'm excited for life. I'm excited for life. Grateful to be in alignment with the soul, to assist all of you who show up here when it comes to assisting you being in alignment with your soul as well. You know? Assisting all of you to recalibrate the nervous system through these messages, even if that's through the breath, through posture, embodied awareness, reducing trauma activations, all that. All that. Let me get my chat stuff here. That show The Bird is pretty cool with Keke Palmer. Listen, I'll watch anything with Keke Palmer. Love her work. Amazing. And we got similar placements. Well, we're both Cancer risings. But she's a Virgo sun, I'm a Virgo moon. She's a Sag moon, I'm a Sag sun. It's a vibe. It's a whole vibe. That's my cosmic sis right there. All right, y'all, let me, man. Feeling amazing right now. I had a dope galactic dream, too, now that I recall it. That's pretty fire. Where everything you desired was at your fingertips. It was all there. Hi. Welcome in. I have to get this up here though. Give me 1 second. Awesome. That's what's up. That's what's up. We about to get into the messages here shortly. Q&A session. Shout out to the members of the channel. Shout out to the members. Subscribers too, but the members, y'all really the true supporters of the channel. You know what I'm saying? Because you actually have a membership here. And I love you all. Let me continue with this. What we have, let me pull from here. What's the next steps for that thing? All right. Almost there. Hold on. So we have our live personal sessions. If you are in here and looking to obtain your own personal message, whether if it's a clarity check or an alignment session, basically one is obviously longer than the other. The alignment session will go into a semi-full spread, and for the clarity is just a few cards where we can still do a deep dive, but it's just a few cards. We also have our live goal of 5 super chats. We reached that goal. I'll open up for a Q&A where y'all can ask y'all questions, which can even be similar to the clarity sessions, you know? So let's get to it. Once again, my name is Alba La Panthera, Goddess High Priestess Empress Alba La Panthera. I am here, okay, to assist you with seeing structure, naming distortion, and confirming what is already accurate through the works of astrology, numerology, and divination tools as a diagnostic systems to bring forth that clarity, that confirmation, that alignment where things may feel stalled or unclear or fragmented. Okay, the work we do here examines internal structure, timing, and responsibility. The greatest superpower that is so underrated is your ability to respond, responsibility. And through these works, we will be confirming what is accurate, correct what is distorting your momentum, and clarifying what's active now. And as I mentioned previously, during these lives, I offer the clarity checks and alignment sessions. You see that in the pinned comment, okay? And for those of you who already feel as though, yo, listen, a live session, you may feel as though it may not reach deep enough. I offer one-on-one Zoom sessions. These are private, structured conversations designed to cut through the noise and establish direction with precision. For deeper, comprehensive work, I offer a journey of life analysis. Now that's for the, you know what I'm saying? The big players out here, okay? Because you know the significance of timing, alignment, and you are 10 toes down when it comes to your purpose and what it is you're passionate about, okay? For that reason, that journey of life analysis, there is a questionnaire you would have to fill out to see if you're a great fit for that offer, because that's really not for everyone, okay? It's not just for anyone, but it's for all. All right. So, all in all, if you're here, that means you value clarity over confusion, structure over chaos, and confirmation grounded in truth and alignment that supports decisive, emphasis on the decisive movements. All right? So now, what we got going on? We was just on prior to me coming up on here. I did check the planetary hours. We are already in a Saturn hour, so this message is going to be carrying the vibes of a moon, Saturn, Jupiter type of vibes, making it a three-stage arc of purification, the moon, Saturn, consolidation, and expansion, Jupiter. We're removing from depth and feeling, the moon hour, which was just about a few minutes ago. Now we're in a Saturn hour of clarity and threshold. And then as we're in the live, we'll be approaching that Jupiter hour depending on how long we're here. And that Jupiter hour is going to pick up more of the energy of emotional amplification and integration. A clean sequence of maturation, basically. Okay. Make sure y'all come up in here, hit that thumbs up energy button. Okay. Double tap the screen. Excuse the sipping in the back. I got my coffee here, okay? Make sure y'all got y'all something to write with. Make sure y'all double tapping that screen, hitting that thumbs up energy button. Let's get into it. So now that we're in the moon hour, at the same time, we do have the moon in Scorpio at a late degree of 24 degrees, which is also a Pisces energy or terrain energetically. Even though the moon is in Scorpio, that late degree gives a Piscean tone. Basically, what this means is in this moon hour, while the moon is in Scorpio, the collective is feeling deeply, intuitively, also non-verbally, also feeling through the nervous system rather than the mind. So let's say you're in your head right now and it's causing more friction and pressure. It's because you're in a wrong dimension. You're in the incorrect dimension, rather. You're going against the current and no. That's not, you know what I'm saying? So, about a few minutes ago, some of you could have been feeling more inward, private, emotionally layered, psychologically sharp, quietly intense rather than dramatic, where you weren't meant to talk much here. You were more so meant to sense clearly. And prior to coming on to this live, so I would say here it's 3:03. So let's say around 2:30. Some of you may have been reading truth beneath appearances and not through logic, but through resonance. Because the moon in Scorpio is basically asking what is real beneath the surface, while the field itself is being supported through observation and not so much reaction. Now that we're in a Saturn hour, the threshold, and with Saturn being at 29 degrees in Pisces, this is not an ordinary Saturn energy. It's the closing gate. So as the collective is moving through this Saturn hour, while we're doing this message, the tone is going to shift from feeling, the moon hour, to now discernment. So the messages are going to help you to notice emotional fog thinning, clarity landing gently, illusions losing their grip, narratives becoming obvious, things that once confused you now feeling simple. Okay? Gratitude for hitting that thumbs up energy button. Double tapping the screen. Let me see something here. Show me. We got the Two of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. This could be the start of a partnership, whether this is love, career, family. Primarily more so yourself, as this is a personal energy planet for this card. Venus in Cancer, first deacon of Cancer. So the months or the dates of significance could be June 21st to about July 1st for this energy. However, you could You could be sensing the emotional fog thinning, clarity landing gently when it comes to your core values as it relates to the way you feel within self. We got the Page of Pentacles. Some of you could have really been doing some deep journaling before showing up here. Okay, let me see here. Greetings, Ocean Goddess. Welcome on in. What I have at the bottom of the deck, the Hermit. Okay. What I got here, 29. And we're looking at the energy of the Saturn hour when Saturn is in Pisces at 29 degrees. So yeah, okay. Things that once felt confusing, you now see it from a much more simpler lens, okay? During this Saturn hour while we're delivering this message, we'll be organizing truth, and the inner message more so is having to do with what is finished, the question of what is finished and what no longer belongs in your field. Not so much being asked to, not so much asked to, but you're not losing anything real. You're just shedding distortion. Now, with this conjunction still applying between Saturn and Neptune, because Neptune is in the early degrees of Aries, this matters, this backdrop matters, because we're now inside of a collective clearing where fantasy dissolves, projections fall away, spiritual bypass weakens, emotional sobriety strengthens. Let me move this so y'all can see the cards here. Okay. It's really almost 80 degrees out here. That's what's up. Oh, today is the 9th also. 2-9. Ah, okay. Just got reminded about the previous live. Something about this live today. All right, let's go. Let's see, what else? What else am I picking up from this chart here? You got the Sun, Venus, and Mars in Aquarius. Venus is going into Pisces mañana, tomorrow. Okay. Which is giving you the opportunity to recognize you don't have to push or explain. Just keep aligning with your frequency, because people at this time will either align with your steadiness or feel uneasy or unsettled by it. Look at it more as resonance rather than conflict. Okay? While Mercury is in Pisces, the way you're perceiving, that's Mercury. Your mind, while it's in Mercury, while it's in Pisces, your mind is not operating linearly. So your knowing comes more through sensation, imagery, gut feeling, and subtle emotional cues, and pattern recognition rather than logic. It's basically intuitive intelligence in high gear, you could say. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else. As we approach the Jupiter hour, I can already tell that through this message, it's going to amplify, while it's in Cancer, emotional safety, inner steadiness. So some of you could be feeling softer in the chest, steadier in your breathing, and more emotionally spacious and less guarded. So that's really the goal in this here live, while we're here at this time during these hours. Moon, Saturn, and Jupiter. Okay. I'm going to see if there's anything else. Also, know that even in silence, your voice carries weight. You could be in a situation where people are feeling more of your presence through tone and not volume as well. Having authority when you're communicating, but without over-explaining. So let's see here. Let me get a look at with this Saturn hour, because the whole sequence of what we're doing in this live, before coming on, it was the moon hour. As soon as we started, it was already Saturn hour. After that will be Jupiter. So that's basically the whole sequence would be what you're feeling deeply, what you see clearly, and what's being integrated gently. It's about becoming steadier inside truth. Moving through depth, through clarity, into emotional spaciousness without losing your sense at any point. Six of Pentacles and a Hangman just popped through there. Let's see, where we starting at? Okay, got it. Let's not drop that though. Yeah, someone could be overthinking here. Get more into the feeling than the thinking, but that could also be a bit confusing here for some. Let's see. $311. We have intended create the High Priest. Okay. Take it as is. Okay. Yeah. Someone's certainly in their head with the Heart Guardian showing up in reverse. Got to be brave and honest here. You have to be brave and honest here. What's going on? I just heard don't get distracted. Let's see. Be brave and honest. What's going on with the collective? All right. What do they have to see clearly? Before we even go over there, be brave and honest. That's part of the issue. Be honesty. You have to step much more into transparency. Be brave and honest. Give me one. We have the home, 4th house, family, mother, nurturing, memory. A memory may have resurfaced. Okay. Because sometimes when people are going through situations, they tend to forget certain things. And as you remove certain traumatic experiences, there's certain memories that come to the surface to help you with the remaining residue that has to be clear. So the difference when it comes to honesty and transparency is telling the truth without being asked. That's transparent. Honesty is telling the truth when asked. Show me what's going on here. That's it. Message of concern, 2014. Specifically 2014. August the 14th, 2014. And then we have change at the bottom of the deck. You may have moved. Okay. If you moved during 2014, or there was something there was an action you took, right? But you still carry the energy from where you were previously. So where you went next, the cycle repeated. Okay? Let me look. Let me get one more. Let's get 3. Let's get 3 here. know. We're taking it because it's so. Is this okay? This had such a strong magnetic pull just now. What's this? Okay. Despair and in the pathway. Yeah, this is about going towards something where you felt as though you were going to see a change where you were before. And this energy of despair, something wasn't handled at the root. So it doesn't matter where you move to physically during this time, specifically around 2014, 12 years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago. Or you could be born on the 12th. Born on the 12th, 21st, 1st or 2nd, January or February or December, also March is coming through here, okay? So someone here is obviously some form of content creator, influencer, whatever title you decide you want to give that. And you may be blocking yourself because you're still carrying the mentality of someone who works a 9 to 5. Instead of enjoying that, your stability, your resources is going to come from you doing what you love to do. But because you don't have that, you're sensing you don't have that level of structure or stability because you're switching, that dynamic in terms of the way your money comes in. First things first, it's important to look at money as currency, as energy. Or the example that we had in the previous live where let me see. In order for entry to be accepted, in order for one to be able to enter some event, they have to align with the dress code. So in order for the currency of money to come towards you, it has to sense a vibrational magnetic match to you. Look at it as a relationship. If you're in a relationship with someone and they constantly feel as though you're nagging or you're always complaining, at some point that's you repelling them away from you. And money moves the same way. If you feel as though you don't have enough, it doesn't feel as though it should even show up around you. You have to become a magnet for it and not push it away from you. It also has to do with some of you being real precise when it comes to what it is you're asking for. That if you are in a position where you could be piling up here on your bills, the way you're possibly aligning with money or asking for money is so vague that it doesn't sense the signal to arrive to you, where now there are doors opening or you're receiving checks in the mail from situations and places that you don't even recall when this even happened, that you are out here getting settlements now. But if you are in this space of lack, you close all of those doors. Again, let's go back to that example with the Wi-Fi. That box all the way somewhere in the corner on one side of the house, your phone is on the other side of the house, and the shit still work. You know what I'm saying? That's the same way whatever it is that you are asking for, desire, moves with you. It ain't no joke, y'all. It really ain't. But if you're sitting in this mindset and carrying that energy in your body where you don't have enough, you're lacking, or you're struggling, what makes you think you're going to be a magnetic match to abundance? You have to be open and receptive. With this heart guardian showing up in reverse, you're not open and receptive, so it has no way to show up. It's business is closed or it don't exist. You don't exist to money. You don't exist to what it is that you're looking to bring forth into creation, because you're not vibrationally there, because you're holding on to a different version of yourself that it's obviously not serving you. Shit got you out here. You know what I mean? So let's see. Let's get a deeper look into this. Especially with Uranus and Taurus, and before it goes into Gemini, Uranus and Taurus was basically creating disruption in whatever it is that you felt was of value. Taurus has to do with cash, money, your worth, also the senses of your body. And while it was retrograde, it just went direct on the 4th. It was internally bringing everything up to the surface and just demolishing it. Saying that to say you got the cosmic support always, as above, so below, as above, so below. You always got that support, but it's up to you, the energy that is below what's above you, that's basically sending you the signals. It's up to you to determine if you're going to tune in, choose that Wi-Fi, and put in that password. The password is basically you telling yourself, yeah, I'm connected to this. That's mine. Let's go. Let's get into it. Or not. This heart guardian in reverse is basically saying someone is choosing not to choose the Wi-Fi that they know that they can choose to get that connection. As an example. Let's see. Ooh, okay. 3344 on the timer. We have the 9 of Pentacles, Virgo energy, Pentacles, money, tangible, your reality, the physical realm. So we're speaking to something here that it's time for you to see clearly that's in your physical realm. Another Venus card has showed up again. Venus is about to go into Pisces. Okay. Now, let me take a look. Yeah, you don't even have to, while it's still in Aquarius, you don't even have to push towards things. It's just you knowing. That reminds me of the question we asked yesterday now. Where I asked the collective to put a 1 in the chat if you feel you know and can see how great your life can be, or actually is, because it's already happening within the parallel dimension. You're just disconnected from it. And only 2 people responded. Now, in regards to that, what Source also told me, what Spirit, Source, Ancestors, Spirit Guides was telling me is that there's some people in here that have been tuned into this channel from the moment I started, but have been moving foul, and that's why you can't comment. Because okay, that's very significant, where there are people around you who are unable to say certain things because of what they said about you. but you still inspire them either way. And I'm the type to play right along with the shit. Because I can hear, I can see. I'm always going to be shown some shit. Every time. Every time. It's the funniest shit ever, though. I'm not even going. You know how how people be. You know how people be, because it's several of y'all that be in here, and you can't say shit in the chat because you've been running your fucking mouth about shit you ain't got your no business running your mouth about. You done already put your own foot in your mouth. But I digress. When that message came through, as I was sitting here vibing, mind you, not even, my mind wasn't even on. I said I digress. So we going. Y'all funny. Y'all real funny. Love y'all though. Gratitude for the views. And that's real significant here, collective, where it's time for you to get up on your bout it type of energy. Be transparent and brave in regards to the level of capacity you have to be the version of yourself that is only one of you out here. Be you, because everyone else is taken. Okay? Let's get this. Let's go. So we got Venus and Virgo out here. All right? Which a person with Venus and Virgo, the way that they feel love, and love, especially with the heart guardian, that's really what it says. Love and let yourself be loved. A Venus and Virgo type of person loves through service, being there for people. And at times, that can lead into someone being taken advantage of. And once, whether you have this placement, once you recognize the dynamic where people see you as a emotional dumping grounds or as a container, the moment you wake up and realize that that's all that people either connect with you for, this is when you start to, well, the plan is, make adjustments where that's no longer occurring. Okay? So let's get another card. That was so funny. Look. We got, see? That tends to be what happens all the time. And now, but here's the thing though. Okay, let me slow down. I'm not even speaking fast. It's just the other part of me that's anyway, whatever. Yo, here's the thing. A person who is able to be a container for other people's emotions, you'll hear it as one being an empath. Okay. You often have been in caretaker mode, perhaps. You have a nervous system that is built of steel that even allows you to do that. But going back to the message of just because you can doesn't mean you should, especially the moment you recognize a pattern. Speaking to journaling as well, what came up earlier, where because as you refine and make adjustments in your behavior to realign with your soul, this is where pattern recognition is a major key to that adjustment. Because what happens is you'll begin to see that certain events that happen that causes a dysregulation of your nervous system, if you're aware and paying attention, you'll recognize that that cycle happens at the same moment or season within a year of your life. But it takes for you to be aware as to what's happening. People can be so caught up in the hustle and bustle in this rat race that these situations happening over and over and over again, you see it as something that's possibly normal because of the way you may have been brought up in regards to certain relationship dynamics that are actually unhealthy, which keeps one in a, in a distorted cycle. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing here in regards to this precisely, where there's someone you have close to you, where you have the capacity, okay, to be there for them, but notice when they show up, because it's an energy of a person only showing up when they're going through some sort of turmoil in their life. Even at times, they may even mask it with having great news, but then that great news has a connection to some negative shit right along with it. Although this is a healthy King of Swords energy, because this is a mental strategist, in reverse, it would be the energy of someone who is manipulative in a way of only receiving what it is that they want. But the reason why that message is even coming through with this energy is because this is clarifying a message of concern here. 14, major arcana wise, is Temperance or Sagittarius energy, which says I see. And right now, once again, where are we? In the Saturn hour, which this message is basically connected to, okay, what is it that you must see clearly? 44 on the timer. You may have already seen it clearly, but in regards to making adjustments based on what you have seen, different story. Especially with this one here, despair, next, a 32, which is a 5. Fives has to do with change. So let's look. What's at the bottom here? Okay, we got the Page of Pentacles that came out earlier with the Two of Cups. Let's look. If this is resonating with you and you're someone who's looking to have a one-on-one to go more in depth, just follow the information, the community tab, send that email, and I got you. The Queen of Cups. More having to do with 4th house energy, Cancer energy, the moon energy. You feel this deeply. You see it clearly. But before integration can happen, an adjustment must occur. The Queen of Cups here, as you can see, she got her hands off the situation. And once again, just because you can and you have the mechanics, the nervous system of steel, you know what I'm saying, to contain something and release it doesn't mean you should. Because it seems as though, let me see. There's a habit you have of doing something that you see great value in. However, Spirit is concerned about that in regards to why you keep doing that, because it's not a value. It's okay. This would be someone doing things or performing to receive love. That the only way that people are around you or love you is because of what you can do for them. Why am I hearing that quote by John F. Kennedy? Though JFK could be of significance. A trip could also be of significance. For some of you, if you're planning to go on a trip and there's someone you are deciding that you want to pay for it, that's a no. The name that is very significant out of that JFK is Kennedy, actually. Okay. Look at this. We got the Hangman. Yeah, hold up. This is Pisces energy. While the moon is in Scorpio at 24 degrees, which is a Pisces degree. So, this full moon in Virgo 3-3. Some of you are about to recognize how destructive an energy is to your stability, your health, and your nervous system. Let me see. Once you see it clearly, you can make the adjustment that helps you to not hold on to, the possible resentment that can come from it. Okay? That's the important part. That's what it is. The emotion you feel once you recognize. And there's, I don't usually see this, what I'm seeing right now out here. That's something I would possibly see being in New York or whatever. But the moment you do that, your money issues dissipate because there's a bag that's flying in the sky and it's landing. Okay? $339 right now. Yeah, for some of you, that has to do with wondering when someone from the past is going to contact you. Release that. The same way that energy was just removed from the chat, you got to let that go too. That's how we going to read that energy. You hear me? Okay. Let's look and see. Let me hey, 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 hey. me slow down here. Someone has to stop going to external substances, specifically drinking. It's too much of that. Or there's something you're doing that doesn't allow you to feel great in your body afterwards. You have to put an end to that, okay? Even if it's just for the moment, because something here has to be her detox. You have to detox here. And Aquarius, you have Cancer here. Moon in Aquarius, that's actually the solar eclipse. Which helps to place you onto a new timeline. Especially when it comes to the way that you love and let yourself be loved. Because whatever it is you're intending to create, there is a blockage there because of something else that's surrounding you that is not, it's not healthy for you here. Okay, let's look. Show this. Dang, man. Which even resembles the Saturn glyph just a bit, where it has the appearance of a 4. Yeah, something about a foundation is upside down. There's an opportunity to release it. What's the but? But what? Judgment. When my anxious thoughts multiply. See, even somebody's having anxious thoughts. That's literally the verse that just came across the screen. Hold on. Psalms 94:19. That literally just came across the screen. So if you're on Eastern, it's 444 right now. In the multitude of my thoughts within me, thy comforts delight my soul. In modern text is, when anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy. Okay, let's see here. The multitude of my thoughts within me. This names the noisy mind under pressure. The storm of conditioning, fear, memory. That's 4, yeah? The storm of conditioning, fear, memory, and overwhelm that feels external but actually lives in the nervous system. Come through with the Bible verse source. Wow. I love when that happens. This is the field you have been dismantling. Thoughts produced by systems, trauma, and distortion, not by the soul. Thy comfort speaks to inside of your frame and not so much the God outside you. It is the return to your own coherent field. The comfort is the soul remembering itself inside the body, or the body inside the soul. This is the moment when breath steadies, chest softens, and perception widens. Actually, that's happening now. The 4 is more so the energy of Jupiter, not Saturn. And we just entered the Jupiter hour. See, this is what I'm saying. It should be aligning every time. It be aligning every time. That's exactly what I told you, that as we get into the Jupiter hour, this is when you can feel lighter in your chest. So let's do it then. Okay, so, and this psalm is basically the elixir to do that. Psalms 94:19. This is the moment when breath steadies, chest softens, and perception widens. When you shift from survival to presence, delight my soul within that verse. Delight here is not emotion only, it is coherence restored, mind quieting, body regulating, heart steadying, perception clearing. The soul does not require to be saved. It is asking to be re-inhabited. So Psalms 94:19 that just came up is actually saying what we've been even looking into here. The chaos is not cosmic, it's mental conditioning. The remedy is not escape, it's embodied remembrance. Heaven is not elsewhere, it is coherence felt in the body. The comfort in the soul returning to itself. So basically, in the simpler language of Psalm 94:19, you can say, when the mind is loud with distortion, remembrance of my own coherence steadies my body and restores my center. When the mind is loud with distortion, remembrance of my own coherence steadies my body and restores my center. When the mind is loud with distortion, remembrance of my own coherence steadies my body and restores my center. Now, let's look at the source of this here. What's the source of this energy? When the mind is loud with distortion, show us. We do also here have the 5 of Swords on the other side. Very interesting move there. Picked up the deck, but what stayed. Yeah, there's something here you're allowing to take your power away, and it's at the root. It's causing the energy of fear with the 5 and the 3 that's trapped in fear. 8 of Swords, negative self-talk. Yeah, that's that when the mind is loud with distortion energy showing up here, confirming that. This is Saturn in Libra. This is Venus in Aquarius. Some of you, someone around you could be going, okay, that's Saturn in Libra. Someone around you could be going through a change where they're not used to being to themselves. And that's the repetitive cycle. That's when they show up in your environment, when no one else is tolerating their shit, basically. And some of you could be in a slight state of shame or guilt about not helping somebody, or wondering if you're making the correct moves when it comes to You know, the boundaries you're setting with someone that you may have been close to. Now, here's the thing, the guilt and shame can show up in ways where you least expect, where you set those boundaries, but you still have this aggressive energy towards that situation, that person. That's actually a much lower frequency. Now you stepped into the essence of anger that doesn't even help you. Show me a root. We have baby here. This could be someone, you could be the youngest, or someone here that is, yes, someone is certainly younger than someone here. And you're making some sort of, you're setting boundaries that you would expect someone of age to make before you do, in a sense. Your unconscious mind is revealing the way in which a baby plays a role in your current life. You may have already received the answer in the form of a thought or feeling. Someone in here has a child that could be expecting, and they might be a bit nervous about that. Your child could be whatever you listen. Make sure you're having that talk, that education, that talk with your teens, if you have teenagers here. Or this could be something where some of you were young mothers or fathers. So with your unconscious mind revealing the way in which a baby plays a role in your current life, trust this information, as your unconscious mind will slowly and gently help you remember and release painful memories. At first, you may think you're imagining this information, but as you put together more pieces of the puzzle through signs and additional recollections, you'll feel confident in claiming your past lifetime. Because it speaks, this card with the baby coming out, it speaks to you as a baby in this or a previous lifetime. There may have been trauma that you suffered as a baby, or that involved a baby of yours in that lifetime. Could also have something to do with, yeah, with parenthood in this or previous lives. Your feelings and thoughts will guide you so that you can discern the specific meaning. 354 right now. Let me look at this. Welcome in. 354. Let's see. Stag, deer, heart. Let's see what Psalms is connected to it. Psalms 42. As a deer pants for flowing streams, so pants my soul for you. Wait a minute. Let's see. Psalms 42, verse 1. A somatic map of remembrance. Returning to what kept one alive. Water as coherence. The soul recognizing its own source field and instinctively moving back towards it. Return to innocence. Isn't that one of, isn't that's Enya's song, Return to Innocence? Or hold on, let me see who sings that. It's a film. Enigma. Wow. Mantis beings type 2. Let me see the lyrics right quick. Came out in 93. Love, devotion, feeling emotion. Don't be afraid. Just look into your heart. That will be the return to yourself, the return to innocence. If you desire, start to laugh. If you must, cry. Be yourself. Don't hide. Don't care what people say. Just follow your own way. Don't give up and use the chance to return to innocence. Interesting. That's wild. Beautiful. Not even interesting. In Psalms 42:1, the deer represents the nervous system, scanning, feeling, registering lack, moving toward what restores equilibrium, going back to source, the womb. Yeah, that's also the energy of Virgo. Going back into the maiden. That song itself is one of those that does bring up that emotion of tears and helps you to release. Someone could also be adopted. It could be having those thoughts about, wondering how could someone do that, or that type of energy. Dance with life. Do something. What it says. Do something to change your energy. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Yeah. Man. You've been riding this path on your own. In the physical, I would say. On your own in the physical. And that's all, perfectly designed for you to see the distortion that comes with that and be the change. Honestly. Yeah. Giving you big hugs. Giving you big hugs that allows the tears to flow, because I sure do feel you. Yeah, you've been carrying quite a bit on your own here. Let's see. Yeah. You don't have to keep fighting this. Especially when it comes to doing the things that bring forth, this is Saturn and Leo. Leo is that child innocence type of energy as well. You really don't have to keep fighting this energy or doing things to prove to people. Stop proving to people what you can do. Or how you won't be the same way they were. specifically that. Just be you. Just be you. Is really someone, just wiping their hands from it and just allowing it to be what it is. You go about your business. Pegasus, that also has to do with memory. The hippocampus, memory. When you look at it from an esoteric standpoint, there's a memory that has resurfaced that's actually helping you do an adjustment here. Suddenly, too. Especially from what we were saying before, where you're removing certain emotional triggers, which now gives room to the seed of that. And then we got the Queen of Cups again. Okay. And then completion of a cycle with the World card. Show me this. House with the Nine of Pentacles. This could have been someone that you're close to or you were attempting to start something with is in the form of a business. Or you were, people may have lost that motivation and inspiration to assist you or support you because something may have been taking longer. And that's bringing it, right here just went off. 403. Yeah. That's Three of Wands. Sun in Aries. You're someone who doesn't give up easily, but you've been surrounded by those that do. People are real quick to, build things that are not going to stand for the long haul. But they speak a great game here when it comes to being around you. Just to be around you, because they know your worth, your capacity of greatness. But what they didn't know is the endurance they would have to have before the rewards come. And perfectly aligned, and it happening that way, you start to separate the wheat from the chaff, which now puts you into a position of the Nine of Pentacles, where you're now possibly in a state of solitude or doing something on your own because those that you were around weren't supposed to go with you. And the moment you made that adjustment of removing those energies from, your energetic field, the bag shows up. The opportunities come up. Mind you, this here Three of Pentacles, on the other side you see two people working together in this Three of Pentacles, but the side that came out is you being the rose that grew out of concrete You built this on your own, authentically so, and that cannot be destroyed. With the Chariot on the other side here, it's this movement forward that cannot be stopped. I'm also sensing where this is the renewal, the return to you, because this Chariot is coming towards you. On the other side, you're on it, moving towards, your destiny, and anything behind you can't reach you because it doesn't have the grounds to even travel towards you, or the realm to even travel towards you. Yeah. 3 and 7, 10 of Pentacles. Slow and steady, but it's solid generational wealth that you're building here. With the 7 of Pentacles. And another card of a person sitting with themselves. You may not enjoy what it is that you're seeing clearly, but it's better to see it clearly than to be sitting out here moving foolishly. And there goes the 9 of Pentacles again. What's this? Yeah, making a decision. To go towards your happiness and stop putting that aside. 77:37 on the time, on the clock up there. 4:07 on the clock. That's the Emperor in the Chariot, and it's literally the Emperor that's in the Chariot. We got here 6 of Cups. For some of you, it's time for you to really take note of a significant other relationship that you have, where it could be stunting your growth or success because you're possibly aligned with someone who is actually envious of you. Here, message of concern, King of Swords. Message of concern, King of Swords. 4 of Wands, High Priestess, something's about to be revealed here. 4 of Pentacles. That's crazy. I literally just did the same thing he just did. What he doing right here when this card came out? Yeah. Okay. This is all happening right now because of that solar eclipse too. There's a certain group of people you're either connected to, used to be, you know what I'm saying? And this level of eclipse, the solar eclipse, is basically going to push those energies out the way, where they're going to feel so uncomfortable around you. And there we have, what's that word? Flamingo? Or any bits? Flamingo? Well, flamingo's neck is a bit longer. You're really reflecting on something here that you know. You're reflecting. All right, so I'm just confirming what you've been reflecting on about something you know. When it comes to what you see clearly, where a house ain't a home no more. And that message from that card in that position literally says the biggest secret this loving queen may keep is that she will be just fine on her own if she desired to be. Some of y'all really in a rock and a hard place when it comes to someone you love dearly, but they dump their energy on you. And that's really not fair to you. And it's the only time that you hear from them. And on another note, some of you got to stop doing that with people and get in the tuned with yourself. And stop looking for emotional places to dump on. Got to speak on both sides of it here. Anubis, the bird that is the incarnation of Thoth, god of word, creator, and healer. Yeah. Now, when it comes to that card about being brave and honest, you may get a message from that person. You're going to have to be real brave and transparent with them and let them know. So you can get that out of your system. Some of you may have a level of respect for who this person is, which is, refraining you from saying certain things because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. It ain't about hurting somebody's feelings, because the intention of you speaking the truth is not about you hurting their feelings. Literally, it's you speaking the truth to the matter that this energy keeps emotionally dumping on you because you can absorb it and release it for them, but that's all that they have you there for. That is not okay. Same. Look at that. It showed up again. Wow. You're better off taking that energy and building your creations. Yeah, it's time to put an end to that. The Death card. Got Scorpio here showing up. The Cancer is definitely significant. Or a mother figure. Or someone you may have looked up to. Or someone that looks up to you. However, which way that goes. But it's certainly has that maternal energy dynamic to it. Or home. There's also a relationship here where someone could be receiving a message that obviously the relationship is over. Divine timing is at play. Either you collective send that message or the other person sends that message, but it's the divine timing at this time has to do with, okay, it's time for the next phase. And an ending, obviously, is required. Now, others of you, this could be someone that you haven't been in contact with, but obviously an energy that you could possibly move forward with too. And you could be receiving a message where they're wondering, is this actually really over? Or are we just being stubborn or egotistical or in one's pride about the situation. Just giving different scenarios here from what I'm seeing. Because if we're looking at this from a male and woman, male and female perspective, from what you can see in the genders here, this man here knows that this woman has been in some sort of internal battle where now he becomes clear about what's actually been going on and possibly says, oh fuck, she was attempting to tell me that this was happening, but I really wasn't listening. And this woman here is not, you know, allowing herself to place herself in situations where she feels as though she may be a burden to those that's around her. And just as the Queen of Cups in this energy says, her greatest kept secret is that she's fine on her own. So this could be the energy of a woman who recognizes, well, she's always recognized that she didn't need or want a man. However, that's a beautiful dynamic to experience. Because what she desires most is her peace, her harmony, and a regulated nervous system. And now this man could be realizing that where he's at now, that's not his home. His home is where she is. With the utmost respect for this Queen of Cups. Where they're probably seeing they really didn't put the proper effort when it came to loving that Queen of Cups. But this Queen of Cups is not going to beg for this person to remain or for, you know, for this King of Swords to hear her out. Because she's obviously emotionally intelligent, wise, also extremely gifted, spiritually, psychically. And knows how to handle that inner turmoil when it attempts to rise up. Especially from situations, because it's Saturn and Leo, from situations that are being projected onto her as a receptive, a very strong receptive energy. What's this? The Nine of Cups. Wow. Jupiter in Pisces. There's a lot of hidden worlds or otherworldly assistance happening at this time in this process of integration. Where cups are being washed clean, containers are being thoroughly cleansed, purified, which is helping one to come back to themselves and seeing the lessons also enhancing one's creativity through those lessons with intent and create, showing up there first with love and let yourself be love in reverse. Your greatest creation is coming from alchemizing that pain into your power. Yeah, we got 4 cups here, moon in Cancer. The emotional body is feeling it very deeply here. Reestablishing the energy of being rooted and grounded and standing one's ground here with the tree that their back is resting on. Let me see. There's only so much you can do before you recognize your back is on the wall and you have to release it. And once that happens, the wheel begins to turn again, okay? Jupiter in Capricorn. Integration of emotional maturity. Yeah, integration of integration of emotional maturity from immaturity to maturity. And we have the 5 of Swords where, the battle is over. Because on this side, I kept showing up. This is someone attempting just to do a little too much back and forth. And now, okay, someone decides, you know what? Yeah, once you recognize your back is against the wall, you do is, you walk away from it. Basically, what the Queen of Cups energy was coming through as, where she's not going to sit here and get somebody to understand her. Absolutely not. If a conversation cannot be had with emotional intelligence and maturity, then each one go about their business. Some of you could be seeing these energies from your peripheral. Is otherworldly, I was about to say otherworldly existence, otherworldly assistance. 3 of Swords with the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, looking on towards, isn't she looking towards a city or something that was built, but it's over for that. Ravens, hawks could also be of significance. Let's see here. Yeah, that's overdoing it. Because it only takes one to pierce the heart, especially on that side. This would be the type of energy where some of you may have constantly attracted people who are unhealed, and they have this subtle yet loud addiction to inflicting pain. Greetings, Panthera Soul Fam, Fatima. Shout out to the members of the channel. Welcome, love. Okay. There's no necessity of making matters worse than what it is. Yeah, see? There's no necessity of making matters worse than it is, so someone pulls back. Let's get some signs here. Then I have to get up on out of here, but I should be back with another live later on this evening. We have who we have. We have Taurus. When that came on, it sounded as though it was Love in This Club, Usher. That song could be significant. Jupiter in reverse, retrograde, the way it is now. Jupiter in Taurus. There's an internal expansion of your value where you're recognizing you know how to make matters worse. Yeah. 6th house. The work, health, and duty area of your life is no longer your duty. And you're seeing that with the 3rd house here. Your potential to learn something in your local neighborhood. Let's see. This could also be with this internal expansion of your value, of recognizing your value. You could be receiving a lot of information from everywhere. It's okay, so something keeps showing itself to you in so many different ways. The same thing keeps appearing in different ways. The same answer, that's the thing, the answer, solution keeps showing up in different ways. 12th house, yeah. Having to do with, this could be someone who's, you don't realize their role is them being in opposition to you to help you to awaken. And this could be someone that's very close to you. You got 6th house, 12th house, Virgo, Pisces showing up in 5th house. Back again, where you have fun, romance, and create things you're proud of. Back to that intend and create energy from the beginning. Now, hold up, let's see. Some of you could be a Leo rising because while Jupiter is in Cancer, you got Jupiter in your 12th house. So it's a highly spiritual period for you. Closing out cycles that you can't move forward with because it won't have the capacity to integrate with where you're going next. Let's see here. Could also be a Gemini rising, especially with this here. Or Sag with this Taurus 6th or 12th house. Gemini or Sag risings. Yeah, see beyond the current situation. You have to see this with your mind's eye. It's in front of you, but the motives that were once hidden are showing up clearly, helping you to shed old skin and learn from that experience. Wow. To remember who you are. Bringing one out of a state of amnesia of the self. Let go of the need to be right. SP, special performance, is what I got from that special performance. Virgo could be of significance because it's bringing forth that level of attention to detail. We have transform and unveil your gifts. Drop your shields. Transform and unveil your gifts. Just let go. What was that? What were they carrying? Transform and unveil your gifts. Some of you are amazing writers. Stop holding yourself back. And trust your instincts. Literally. The reason why I said that, because the way the birds just flew onto this light post, you know how, I don't recall which one it is right now, but you know when you watching these cartoon movies and birds are flying, but they're holding a ribbon? That's what that just appeared as just now. Something having to do with children, especially with the 5th house. And you also had this baby card here. Some of you are sitting on an amazing children's book or something having to do with the course that you can do to assist children. You could have a lot of energies going on within the 5th house of your chart. You'll do great works with children is what I'm picking up on much, much strongly here. What do you need to release? Anything that distorts your peace. And then, trust the unknown. Trust your instincts and the unknown. You may not know where you're going next, but you're being asked to step out of your comfort zone. A personal issue reaches resolutions when you do that. Eagle. An eagle. Trust the transformation. Trust that this ending is bringing you towards a new beginning. Someone in here, you've been, what is it? You've been going in and out in regards to, should I book a one-on-one? Yes, because the collectives are great for you. However, to work through what you have going on specifically, that's a one-on-one. What's this? Harness mystic power with the High Priestess. Because there seems to be a gap when it comes to you receiving the deepest part of the revelation of and for you. Yeah, that's a confirmation in regards to someone wondering, should I go and request for that one-on-one? Because I'm seeing where someone is having a conversation with me and it becomes clear, very clear, who you are, why you are the way that you are, clearing the distortion so that way you can reestablish your structure or get to establishing the structure. Let's see. Yeah, you're very close to achieving your goal. I'm telling you, listen. One more. Track down your fears and desires. You're going to have to walk through. conclusions are within reach, hey, we're going to close it there. Absolutely. Trust your talents in changing times. Choose your path. Track down your fears and desires in changing times by trusting your talents and your instincts and the unknown. I love you. I'll see you on the next live. Have a blissful afternoon and take care. Now, before I even say that, let's really close this off appropriately. All right. If you receive clarity here, anchor it. If something clicked, act on it. Ciao.